ones, empaths, even though the narcissist you was involved with wears a mask and operates with a false persona, there was actually a reason for the unmasking. You see, most of you have bared witness to the unmasking of the narcissist you was involved with, and it's not a pretty sight. But there are some factors which you are actually accountable for, which brought out the worst in them, so to speak. Not that you're accountable for, but like, there were some things that you done, basically, to the narcissist you was involved with that brought out the worst in them. And part of it is how transparent you are and how truthful you are. You see, you may have actually inflicted severe narcissistic injuries without actually knowing. And the narcissist you was involved with never addressed these issues with you. They never brought it up in conversation. They never wanted to talk it out or hash it out. They didn't want to, bring it to your attention. But you really devastated them and inflicted severe narcissistic injuries. Severe. And you'd be bewildered if they actually did, this narcissist you was involved with actually did bring up to you, oh, on this given day you said this, or la la la. Like, you'd be bewildered. You'd be like, you took it in that way? You took something that you said in that way? You'd be so bewildered. Like, you wouldn't believe that some of the things that you said actually really severely affected this narcissist you was involved with. You wouldn't believe it. But they are very fragile individuals, these narcissists you was involved with. They are very fragile. And you as a chosen one, you as an empath, highly intuitive, truthful, honest, transparent, speak hard truths. It really grinds on the narcissist, and it really caused some severe narcissistic injuries. And the thing is you were unknowing this was happening. You didn't realize that the narcissist was going through this type of torment. This narcissist you was involved with, you didn't realize they were going through this type of torment and were actually really hurt by some of the things you said or done or acted out. Like, they were really hurt, severely hurt. And it's like, a normal individual, right, would say, excuse me, you hurt my feelings. You said A, B, C, D. You hurt my feelings. And you would address the issues. And then hopefully it will be resolved. But the narcissist doesn't do this. The narcissist you was involved with, they receive an injury and they turn very bitter. They turn very twisted. They turn very toxic. They turn very revengeful. And this is why you see the unmasking happen in such bizarre circumstances, because they can no longer contain it. They're putting on this false persona. They're wearing this mask. They're putting on this fakery. And then they just can't contain it anymore. And eventually the bubble pops and they explode because they're so bitter. They're so twisted. They're so resentful at something you've done or said. And like I said, if they actually brung this up to you and nipped it in the bud, you would have addressed these issues. You would have spoken to them, maybe given them some clarity on it, or maybe said, look, you've took this on the wrong way, or I didn't mean it like that. And you may have actually been able to aid some of their wounds. But the narcissist you was involved with chooses not to address the issue. They're not adult. They don't want to address the issue, and they store it inside them, and they keep it in their memory bank, and they think, right, I'm going to get revenge for what you said to me there, or what you done to me there. I'm going to get revenge. And that's what they do. They're bitter, twisted, revengeful creatures. And you actually inflicted so many injuries on this narcissist, you'd be so surprised. You'll be so surprised. They may be going around like their heads on cloud nine now, this narcissist you was involved with. They may be going around like they're God's gift, but I'm telling you, you have inflicted severe injuries upon them. Just in your mirroring, You know, there's certain things that you do in your mirroring because you're an empath, because you're a chosen one, you mirror very well. And the narcissist was mirrors too, but you mirror back to them exactly what their true nature is. And this hurts them. This hurts them. This inflicts severe injuries. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But literally, it just took for the narcissist you was involved with to like just say to you on any given day, look, you've hurt my feelings. You've made me feel this way. I don't appreciate how I've been treated or something like that. But they don't do it. They just don't do it. They store it inside them. They soak it up. They hold it in. And eventually the bubble pops, and eventually they can't contain it no longer, and it comes out in some crazy sort of way. Their revenge and their bitter, twisted ways comes out in some crazy, deranged way, and you'd be so surprised if the narcissist had a shed of truth, a shed of empathy, and they were actually able to say, excuse me, but you really hurt me. You've made me feel bad about myself. I'm really hurt, right? You would have actually, your savior empath would have kicked in. Your instinct would have kicked in, and you would have like aided to their attention. You would have made them feel at ease. You would have brought them clarity. You are a chosen one, an empath. You make people feel calm when you speak to them. You do. You're special. You're highly empathetic, and you're able to bring closure to people's problems. You're able to bring aid to people's problems. And you would have done this. This person you were involved with as a romantic partner, friend, colleague, family member, you would have brought clarity to their minds, and they would have no longer felt like you inflicted injury upon them. They wouldn't have felt like that. They would have actually felt better about themselves, and they would have understood your point of view. But the narcissist you was involved with doesn't have empathy. They don't see things from other people's perspective. They didn't just want to be adult and actually say to you, you've hurt my feelings, and deal with the situation in a normal fashion. No, they wanted to hold on to it. They wanted to store it in their memory banks, and they wanted to get bitter, twisted, revengeful, and lash out like well after the time that it happened, and in a completely different form. What they were lashing out to you about, or the unmasking was about, it was nothing. That's why you're bewildered. You're like, hold on a minute, we were just doing this, and then you don't realize they're actually getting revenge on something you done 6 months ago or a year ago, and they've actually been storing this injury inside themselves, and they just can't contain it. So just understand that, the narcissist, as much as they did hurt you, as much as they betrayed you, they broke your trust, as much as they done these types of incidents to you, you did in fact actually injure them severely. So I'm not telling you to take it as points or glory points or like as a win, but I'm just making you aware that you have actually severely affected as a narcissist, and they will be affected going forward. They never actually deal with the issue. They never actually dealt with the issue. They didn't resolve it in an adult way. They didn't want to address the issues in an appropriate manner where they would have actually got clarity. Had they spoke to you about any of these given points when they felt like you inflicted an injury, you would have brought them clarity. You would have made them feel better. You would have, because you're a chosen one and an empath, and you would have put yourself in their shoes. And if they actually told you, someone you cared about told you, look, you've made me feel this way. This is how I feel. If they actually told you this, you would have put on your savior empath instincts, and you would have literally attended to their needs. You would have made them feel so much better about whatever it was about, and it would have been resolved. It would have been nipped in the bud. But they failed to bring it to your attention, and you inflicted narcissistic injuries without knowing. You were oblivious. You didn't know this was happening. You didn't know this person that, that you saw or you was in a relationship with, whether it's a friend, family member, romantic partner, colleague, boss. You didn't realize that they were actually so bitter, so twisted, so resentful at something you done a long time ago. And it's part of the reason why you saw the unmasking with this narcissist you was involved with. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.